From cozy road trips to journeys down to the depths of hell, Game Pass is going to be taking us on all kinds of adventures in the next few weeks.
Let's take a look at the games on their way.
Yeah, let's. Bex, stop me if you've heard this one before.
Stop.
Well, I haven't said it yet.
Oh, sorry.
Chill out, chill out. There's a group of teenagers.
Stop.
There's more.
Okay.
They're looking forward to some unsupervised fun, we all know what that means, on the last night of summer camp when they hear something going bump in the night. Now, imagine that, but it can end in over 180 different ways.
Stop. Arriving on March 20th, The Quarry is an interactive horror game that draws from the classics and gives players the chance to figure out how well they do if they're in a slasher movie situation.
You get to play as each of the 9 counselors, either by yourself or with up to 7 others, and you'll get to make decisions throughout the night to decide who hooks up, whose heart gets broken, and whose head gets ripped off.
It's a truly cinematic experience, especially in 4K Ultra HD on the Xbox Series X. So consider making The Quarry your next main attraction on your scary movie night. Stop.
The West has never looked wilder than it does in the gorgeously gothic third-person shooter Evil West, which is hitting Game Pass on March 21st.
You play as Jesse Rentier, a vampire hunter extraordinaire, and you'll be blasting your way through hordes of bloodsuckers, as well as any other evil creatures that happen to turn up.
And your trusty 6 shooters are supplemented by a gauntlet that spews lightning, allowing you to chain melee and ranged attacks together in some Devil May Cry style combos. And you'll also unlock all sorts of new abilities and gizmos over the course of the game's action-packed adventure.
Fancy shooting your way through the West with a friend? Well, this town absolutely is big enough for both of you, since Evil West lets you play through the whole campaign in online co-op. Okay, if you're looking for a game that's a little less grounded than the Earthbound Grand strategy games on offer, but not quite as out there as some of the other sci-fi games, Terra Invicta might be right in your Goldilocks zone.
This one's hitting PC Game Pass on March 26th, and Terra Invicta is a strategy game that envisions life on Earth after an alien invasion.
Taking control of one of the 7 factions that humanity is split into, you'll have to fight for economic, military, and political control of the planet, while also dealing with those extraterrestrial intruders and helping mankind make its first forays into multi-planetary living.
From dogfights based on Newtonian physics to the game's dynamic solar system, Terra Invicta takes a hard sci-fi approach to every aspect.
If you're a stickler for scientific details, you should definitely check this one out.
On the 28th, Open Roads is going to be taking us on an emotional cross-country journey, and do you know what, since it's Annapurna that's at the wheel, you can bet we're in for one hell of a ride. I don't think they've ever published a bad game.
No. Open Roads follows Tess and her mother Opal, played by Hollywood stars Caitlin Dever and Kerry Russell, as they hit the road together, traveling to a series of abandoned homes to try and dig up some long-buried family secrets.
Just watching the scenery roll by is a lot of fun thanks to the game's evocative art style, which mixes 2D and 3D elements in a really creative way.
Inside the car, a clever dialogue system lets players steer the conversation and the mother-daughter relationship at the heart of the game.
If you love the cozy feel and stirring storytelling of award-winning games like What Remains of Edith Finch, then you're definitely going to want to check out Open Roads. Speaking
of which, what are the gaming moments that moved you the most? This is a safe space, so let us know in the comments. Your Game Pass membership will unlock the door to the underworld on March 28th with Diablo 4 on the way.
The latest entry in this legendary dungeon crawling series lets players whip up their own character, from a raging barbarian to a crafty sorcerer, and then lets them loose on a vast, very spooky open world where they'll find tons of bad guys to fight and tons of fun gear to fight them with.
Diablo 4 is also a live service game, so Blizzard are constantly renovating the fiery depths with all sorts of fun new features. The current season even lets you construct your very own companion to fight by your side.
There's a cute little robot spider. What's not to love?
I don't like spiders.
The Hot Wheels are back and bigger and better than ever.
Yeah.
Well, actually the cars themselves are still pretty small, but just about everything else has been supersized in Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged.
There are more vehicles to race and more places to race them too, with Wild West themed tracks and backyard courses that add new terrains into the mix.
And there are more ways to steal that first place spot on the podium, with new moves like double jump and lateral dash to help you gain the upper hand. if you know how to use them.
Basically, it's exactly like the title says. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 takes everything we loved about the first game and turbocharges them.
The original one's actually available on Game Pass now, so you can get some practice laps in before the sequel arrives on March 28th.
Nice. On April 1st, Game Pass members will get to see just how much the hit survival game Ark has evolved with Survival Ascended.
Well, it's available on Xbox Series X, S, PC, and via the cloud, and this shiny new version of the game has been totally rebuilt with stunning new graphics that feature dynamic lighting and all sorts of other lovely touches.
These aren't just aesthetic improvements though, the improved physics mean that you'll now be able to spot the grass rustling as a creature skulks through it. While the realistic way that structures now tumble just makes smashing stuff even more fun.
It's also the perfect place to hone your survival skills ahead of the release of Ark 2, which will be coming day one to Game Pass later this year.
Yeah.
More news on that, subscribe to us, because we'll probably know about it first.
As much fun as it is to charge in all guns blazing, super hot, Mind Control Delete is much more of a thinking person's shooter.
Yeah, your mind is going to need to be as sharp as your ninja stars in this innovative game where enemies flood in from every direction and time only moves when you do.
You'll be able to shoot and slice your way to safety, but one wrong move and you'll be feeling neither super nor hot because you'll be dead.
That sucks. It's a totally different take on the whole FPS genre, and it comes to Game Pass on April 2nd.
Super hot. With more big games and day one releases on the way to Game Pass in the months to come, you'll definitely want to give that subscribe button a bash before you go.
Or bash you.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye.